Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're talking about how you can play a song by Feist called 1, 2, 3, 4. And it starts out, and we're going to end up moving this for key in just a moment and kind of capoing on 2nd fret. But we're going to start on a C major chord. And the way you play C major, first finger is going to go to the B string on the 1st fret, second finger on the D string on the 2nd fret, and third finger on the A string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a C major chord. That sounds really, really happy. And actually, we'll talk about another way to play this next chord in a moment, kind of get that bass note kind of moving where it's supposed to. But then the second chord that we end up going to is a G major chord. When you play G major, first finger goes to the A string on the 2nd fret, second finger on the low E string on the 3rd fret, and third finger on the high E on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord. That sounds really, really happy. And then from the G major, we're going to be going to an A minor chord. And when we play A minor, first finger is going to go to the B string on the 1st fret, second finger on the D string on the 2nd fret, and third finger on the G string on the 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. And then from the A minor, we're going to be going to an F major chord. We'll talk about a really easy way to play that in a moment. But if you know the bar F major, you do your first finger across the entire 1st fret, second finger on the G string on the 2nd fret, third finger on the A string on the 3rd fret, and the pinky on the D string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an F major chord. That sounds really, really happy. But a lot of times if you're just starting out, you just want to avoid the bar chords, you can use a substitute for that called F major 7. The way you play F major 7, first finger is going to go to the B string on the 1st fret, second finger on the G string on the 2nd fret, and third finger on the D string on the 3rd fret. And if you kind of strum just the D, G, B, and E, kind of the skinny 4 strings, then that sounds like F major 7. It sounds really, really groovy happy. And on our intro, actually, we kind of, and actually our verse part, we end up kind of starting on the C major, G major, A minor, F major, C major, G major, A minor, F major. But a lot of times with a song like this, to make it more interesting, I like adding something called a strum pattern. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So we took the C and just tried that a lot. We'd have down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Now the weird part about using that strum pattern through our intro is all our chords kind of half it. And so one way to do that is to do just a down, down, up on each chord. So we try it that way. We have C with a down, down, up, G, down, down, up, A minor, down, down, up, F, down, down, up, C, down, down, up, G, down, down, up, A minor, down, down, up, F, down, down, up. And the recording though, what it really kind of sounds like they're working off of is kind of a bass idea with the chords. So one way to do that is on the C chord, actually the bass note for that chord would be on the A string. So you have the A bass, down, up, down, C with an A bass, down, up, down, C with an A bass, down, up, down. And on the G chord, what it sounds like they're doing is something called G/B, which means you have a G major chord, but you're doing a B note in the bass. And so on the G chord, you may want to do the A string for your bass to kind of get that walking bass line, kind of working off the G/B for that inverse intro. And then from the G on the A minor chord, you'd have the A string for your bass note. So A minor with an A bass, down, up, down, A minor with an A bass, down, up, down. And then on the F, if you're doing the bar F, you'd have the low E string for your bass. And if you're doing the F major 7, then you do the D string for your bass. So F with the D bass, down, up, down, F with the D bass, down, up, down. So you're kind of digging on that bass idea. You can kind of work it through that intro, doing the C with the A bass, down up, G/B with an A bass, down up, A minor with an A bass, down up, F with a bass, down up, C with an A bass, down up, G/B with an A bass, down up, A minor with an A bass, down up, F with a bass, down up, C with an A bass, down up, G with an A bass, down up, A minor with an A bass, down up, F with a bass, down up. Now on the F chord though, there's a really cool little lick that kind of happens that you can kind of play, kind of going 3rd fret on the D string, and then 2nd fret on the D string, and then 3rd on the D string, and then back to 2nd fret on the D string. And the notes I'm actually kind of playing is going F, E, F, E. So you can kind of substitute in that, or some other F and E notes actually, by playing low E on the 1st fret, and then open E, and then 1st fret on low E, and then open E. So if you kind of dig that, you could leave the F chord out and just play the lick. So we tried it that way, you'd have C. Another way to work it would be kind of throw it in that F lick instead of the F chord. So we tried it that way, we'd have C with an A bass, down up, G/B with an A bass, down up, A minor with an A bass, down up, 3, 2, 3, 2, C with an A bass, down up, G/B with an A bass, down up, A minor with an A bass, down up, F with a 3, 2, 3, 2, C, G, A minor, F. So you could kind of throw it in that way. And then from our intro, which kind of becomes our verse, we're going to go into a pre-chorus. And the way the pre-chorus works is we're going to start on the C major chord, and then we're going to go to a D minor chord. And when we play D minor, first finger is going to go to the high E on the first fret, second finger on the G string on the second fret, third finger on the B string on the third fret. And if you kind of strum just the D, G, B, and E, just like the F major 7, that sounds a D minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. And then what it really kind of sounds like is that D minor is kind of taking the place of the G/B. So we end up going back to A minor and then going to the F major. So we try our pre-chorus with just the down up on each chord. We'd have the C with a down, D minor, down, A minor, down, F, down, C, down, D minor, down, A minor, down, F, down, Or if you try it with the bass notes, then the D minor is going to have a D string for your bass on that chord. So we try it with our bass down up on each chord. We have C with an A bass, down, D minor with a D bass, down, A minor with an A bass, down, F with a bass, down, C with an A bass, down, D minor with a D bass, down, A minor with an A bass, down, F with a bass, down, And then when we get to our chorus part, we actually get to use that whole strum pattern, the down, up, and we're kind of alternating between the G major chord and then the F major chord. So we tried that first chorus with our down, up. We'd have G with down, up, down, up, F, down, up, down, G, down, up, F, down, up. Or if we tried that with our bass down, up, you'd have G with low E bass, down, up, F with the bass, down, down, G with low E bass, down, up, F with the bass, down, up. Those are our main chord progressions through the song. Now the weird thing is to play along with Feist, what you want to do is instead of starting on a C major chord, they're starting on a D major chord. So to play along with the recording, what you want to do is take a capo, and if you put the capo on 2nd fret, now your C major is really a D major chord, your G major is really an A major chord, your A minor is really a B minor chord, and your F major is really a G major chord, and when we get to it, the D minor is really an E minor chord. But to take it from the very, very beginning that way, we can kind of work just the strumming with the halving, where I have the C with down, G, down, A minor, down, F, down, up. Or we could do it with our bass notes, where we have the C with an A bass, down, G with an A bass, down, A minor with an A bass, down, F with a bass, down, C with an A bass, down, G/B with an A bass, down, A minor with an A bass, down, F with a bass, down, up. Or we could try it with kind of our bass notes and our lick if we wanted to. So we have C with an A bass, down, G/B with an A bass, down, A minor with an A bass, down, F lick, C with an A bass, G/B with an A bass, down, A minor with an A bass, F lick. And then we'd be going into our verse, so we'd be repeating that. We have C with an A bass, down to G, A minor, F lick, C, G, A minor, F lick. And then we'd be going into our pre-chorus. So we could just do that with the down up on each one. That's C, down, D minor, down, A minor, down, F, down, C, down, D minor, down, A minor, down, F, down. Or we could try our bass down up on each one. So we have C with an A bass, down, D minor with an E bass, down, A minor with an A bass, down, F with the bass, down, C with an A bass, down, D minor with an E bass, down, A minor with an A bass, down, F with the bass, down, up. And then we'd be on our chorus part. And we can do that with just the down, up, where we have the G, down, up, F, down, up, G, down, up, F, down, up. Or we can throw in those bass notes. So we have G with low E bass, down, up, F with the bass, down, up, G with low E bass, down, up, F with the bass, down, up. And then from there we'd be going back into our verse. So we did that with kind of our bass and licks. We'd have C with an A bass, down, G with an A bass, down, A minor with an A bass, down, F lick, C with an A bass, G with a /B with an A bass, A minor with an A lick for the F. And then we'd be going back into our pre-chorus part. So we have the C with an A bass, D minor, A minor, F, C with an A bass, D minor with a D bass, A minor with an A bass, F with a bass, down, up. And then we'd be on our second chorus, so we could do that with the basses. So G with low E bass, down, up, F with the bass, down, down, G with low E bass, down, F with the bass, down, up. And then there's kind of a banjo breakdown that's really kind of around our intro and our verse progression. So you have C with an A bass, A minor with an A bass, down with a lick, C with an A bass, G/B with an A bass, A minor with an A bass, F with the bass with the lick, we'd be repeating that. C, G, A minor, F, C, G, A minor, F. And then we'd be back on our pre-chorus parts. We got our C, D minor, A minor, F, C, D minor, A minor, F. And then we'd be going into our last chorus part. And our last chorus is kind of an extended form, actually. We kind of have the G, F twice, and then we end up staying on the F at the very end. So we try that with our down, down, up, down, up. We got G, down, up, down, up, F, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, up, F, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, up, F, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, up, F, down, down, up, down, up, F, down, tried that with our bass notes. We'd have G with low E bass, down, up, down, up, the bass, down, up, down, G with low E bass, down, up, down, up, the bass, down, up, down, G with low E bass, down, up, down, up, the bass, down, down, G with low E bass, down, up, down, up, the bass, down, down, up, the bass, down, down, and then we kind of have an instrumental breakdown that's really just our pre-chorus part, and we kind of end up doing that 8 times. So we tried that with our bass notes. We have C with an A bass, D minor with a D bass, A minor with an A bass, F with a bass, C with an A bass, D minor with a D bass, A minor with an A bass, F with a bass, down, C with an A bass, down, D minor with a D bass, A minor with an A bass, F with a bass, C with an A bass, D minor with a D bass, A minor with an A bass, F with a bass, down, C with an A bass, D minor with a D bass, A minor with an A bass, F with a bass, down, C with an A bass, D minor with a D bass, A minor with an A bass, F with a bass. And then at the very, very end, then we kind of have a return to kind of our intro progression. So we can even kind of go back to that with the bass notes in the lick. So we have C with an A bass, G slash B with an A bass, A minor with an A bass, down F lick, C with an A bass, G slash B with an A bass, A minor with A minor bass, and then lick. And they do not do this, but I would so want to play a C major chord at the very, very end. But that's the basis of how you can play Feist 1, 2, 3, 4. So good luck!